Previously on Into the Yonder Void. We set sail off port in the dead lights and made ourselves at home on the ship. Out of nowhere, we happened to see a trio of lone halflings on a little boat, and it looked like they were going to be in trouble. I made the executive decision for everyone to just start firing at the monster. And since then, we've all been in quite of a scuffle.
The D20 Syndicate presents Into the Yonder Void.
Welcome back to the D20 Syndicate podcast. A weekly Dungeons & Dragons 5e actual play podcast. I am your host and DM, Seth. And around the table, we have our players.
I'm Billy and I play Nezrah.
I'm Tomas and I play Gildebrand.
I'm Lindsey and I play Fee.
And I'm Michaela, and I play Can.
That's right. Each week we record for your listening pleasure. This is episode 11.
Oh,
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh,
11.
Sometimes my memory is just
one
good.
more than 10.
One easy way to remember is we're
all I've
recording
got.
on 9/11.
Why
Not
would you
an
do
easy way
that?
to remember.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Oh my God, no. I don't
That is
like
an easy
it.
way to remember it for this episode that I have now passed the announcement.
Yes.
Oh no.
Just in case you forget later.
All right, guys, and just for your benefit, those of you listening, maybe it's your first time, maybe it's not, but we do have a Patreon, and if you would like to consider making us warlocks and become a patron of ours, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/D20_syndicate. We've got quite the bevy of offerings that you can put some money toward, and maybe you'll get something cool like help me design an NPC that will interact with the players. Or at the highest tier, you can get a swag bag sent directly to your house with a bunch of goodies in it, including, well, I won't give it away. You'll just have to find out. But yeah, check out our Patreon and consider sending some money our way, because if you enjoy what you hear, it does help us out. It helps with hosting fees. It helps keep, kind of maintenance stuff. Any of our technological issues, say the chocolate milk famine returns full force and we have to go exclusively to, remote again. That's the kind of stuff that it helps with. Yes, Tomas.
Speaking of Patreon, we have a new patron.
What?
I reached out to them because I didn't want to botch the pronunciation of their name, but they did not respond. So thank you, Michelle, for becoming a patron.
Nice. Thanks, Michelle.
Or Mitchell or Michael or
How is it spelled?
Michelle?
Michel.
Mikkel?
It could be some.
Yeah, it could be anything.
Fuck.
So thank you, Michel, for becoming
Thank
a
you,
patron.
Michelle Trachtenberg.
Yes.
Michael?
Road trip
Why
was
does Michelle
underrated.
Trachtenberg come up so often when we record now?
Billy.
Thank you, Archangel Michael.
Keep it on Trachtenberg.
Yeah.
Anyway, Patreon rules.
Yeah.
Speaking of patrons, once again, I think it's time for tonight's Around the Campfire question.
Hey.
And this one is submitted by one of our patrons. This question comes directly from Bear. And Bear wants to know, what do you do for a living and how did you get your start? So I'm going to start with Gildebrand.
I like to picture Bear, our patron, is just a bear with a laptop.
Today on Bear City.
And he's just got a little hat or something. Well, I've had many jobs throughout my life. I don't like to stick in one job too long lest I get bored. And everyone knows I don't like that. I spent some time just guarding a gate for a really long time, and that got really dull. Then I set out on the open sea, and I was kind of like a freelance mercenary guy. Then I got arrested for a while. Then I found a new crew, and then I became a smuggler. Then I lost my crew, and then once I got to Alban, I just started doing random jobs like busking. I can play some instruments okay. If somebody needed beat up, if somebody needs something lifted, then I could do that too. I'm just like a jack of all trades, really. Whatever.
Thank you, Gildebrand. Fee.
I'm sorry because this is not going to be, like a big reveal because you've seen the cart and I sell things as you know, as you've seen or heard. So I sell things and I got my start because my friend gave me my cart branch and I just have been selling away. I do my introductory song when it's not interrupted. And I had a dance number for a little bit there. I ended up giving it up because I realized I'm not a good dancer, but it has brought in some people.
Is Carte Branch like a spin-off of Carte Blanche? Or is that just a weird accident?
Gotta know what that is in order to say yes.
The encyclopedia.
Obviously.
Let me get the funk and wagnalls real quick.
And do you have like an a la carte section of your cart where they can just put together things?
Has an a la carte section. It's just for vampires.
You really got to think of the ways you can mix and match that cart, yeah.
A la carte?
Yeah. Like a
put
salad.
I don't sell salads.
Well, maybe you should.
I guess if I found a salad, I'd sell salads.
Just one really old salad.
It only has like 4 holes in it.
What?
You haven't seen everything in a cart, but...
Oh, is it a lot of holy shit? Yeah. Great.
Yeah. It's fine. It just has a few holes. Did Scarecrow Guy take the bloody pants or the holy pants?
The bloody ones. They had the blood at the bottom of the legs.
Oh.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Fucking pirate Scarecrow with bloody pants.
Yeah. What a freak.
If he's made a scarecrow, he probably doesn't have to worry about the blood diseases.
His name isn't Scarecrow.
Well, yeah. What's his name?
Lyle Hussein.
Lyle.
Wait, are they like actually like? How are they bloody? Are they just like period pants?
No, the ankles are bloody.
Yeah.
Oh.
Unless they-
Which could be
wading
period
through.
pants if that's
Gotcha.
how their anatomy is.
Ugh.
Who knows? It's D&D world, baby.
Just out of each like straw strand.
I want to go on the record that I am not I'm not changing like biological composition of like how processes work.
You didn't put a Vagoo on someone's ankle?
No, not
Okay.
anytime
Well,
in
why not?
the recently. All right, Nezrah.
Well, I don't really have a profession per se. We just all kind of live in the village and we all chip in and do our part. We each have our own jobs and we rotate them throughout the week. And yeah, I guess you could say I got particularly good at finding foliage and berries.
There's
Very good.
one.
A gatherer. That right there's a berry.
Found one.
Right there's a berry.
I like
He doesn't even pick them up. There's one.
Don't eat that one. That'll make your ankles bleed.
All right, and Can.
Well, I'm really good at like making textiles and stuff, so a lot of times I'll make fabrics or like rope. I can sew, which is pretty cool because like most of us here can, but I found out that a lot of people can't. So I'll do like mending for people. And how I got my start. I guess like everyone does it. I don't know if I was born with this skill. Can that happen?
There are, I believe, innate abilities that people have. Maybe fabrics are yours.
Well, everyone on the island does it. So maybe we're just born with it.
Could be. Well, thank you, Ken. All right, how about we get started? When we last left off, you guys were in the throes of battle, being assailed by a sea tongue, which had been attacking your vessel on the sea. When we left you guys, there were 3 tentacles from underneath from the sea tongue that had broken into the bottom of the ship. One had missed, one was a critical hit, and there was a shout from above in the crow's nest screaming that you're taking on, or no, there was a shout from below screaming that it was taking on water. Gil, you were manning one of the cannons. Can, you were beneath, transformed with your wild shape as a squid, and Fee and Nez, you were topside, dealing with some of the issues that were arising there.
Is there still a part of it that's out in the water that we can see?
Yeah, there's still a little bit that's like poking its head out, so you guys can hit it with the cannons if you want.
And is that one guy that got thrown off still out there?
You don't see anything. The only person who saw anything was Can. Can saw him swimming with a knife in his mouth. Because of this, you guys feel the ship start to keel and rock and kind of throw everything around. I'm going to need everybody to roll initiative again.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
Mixing it up.
Ooh.
Initiation it up.
I got 19.
What?
It's just going to
11.
be the same fucking initiative.
No, it's not. I got 5.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's
Nez,
fine.
what did you get?
My initiative was 7.
All right, so at the top of the round is Gil. Gil, you watch as this creature you have seen it kind of spray out these spores and hit some of the people. I'm going to need you, since you're at the top of the order here, to give me a perception check.
Ugh. I'm going to say 8.
Okay. It is your turn, Gil.
I'm going to think through my tooth to Fee, because she's the last one to hold it. I don't know if you heard that, but they said they're taking in water down below. Do you know anyone who may be able to close the hole?
Shit, me?
I can't hear that. But I'm going to move to the next gun, and then I'm going to try and shoot what I can see of the creature.
Gotcha. All right. Go ahead.
And we were using my longbow stats, right?
Correct, yes.
Are we?
Ooh, 24.
All right, that hits.
What's
that is
the
a
damage?
direct shot.
What do I roll for damage again?
I think it's 4d6.
Are we all good swimmers?
At least one of you is.
Oh, I don't know if that's
One of us
me.
is an octopus.
I wonder if they're the good swimmer.
They're terrible at swimming.
Did you move? Oh, I guess, did you move left or right?
Whichever one had the nearest active cannon.
So you would have gone to the left. So it's going to be 2d8. So go ahead and roll 2d8 damage.
That's 7 plus 3 hex.
Okay, 7 plus 3 hex. So that would be 10. And then what hex are you doing?
Strength.
Strength. Okay, gotcha.
So any grapple checks or athletics checks will be at disadvantage.
So with your perception check, you were kind of distracted by what was going on, Gil. So you saw one that was loaded and you hopped over to your left, and after you fire, you realize that wasn't a normal cannon. That was a harpoon. And you watch as it slinks right into the creature, and with a roar, it starts thrashing around. But you see the taut line of basically braided metal as its kind of lead on it is now, it's taut as this creature is pulling against it. But you have created a tether of sorts to this creature.
Interesting. That's my turn.
All right. And it is, okay. Can, it is your turn. You just watched it crunch up through the the bottom of the ship with 2 of its tentacles, one of which looks like it was real bad, and you can see that now there's some debris like coming out of the hole.
I'm going to attack that tentacle.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
Ugh. I'm going to use my inspiration to re-roll that.
Okay.
And that was worse. Okay. Is 11 enough to hit?
Unfortunately, as this creature is quick with its tentacles, it like kind of strikes out, and you swim towards it, but the tentacle kind of whips back. Do you have more than one attack, or you just have to?
As an octopus?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. All right. Anything else you would like to do? If you have like a bonus action or a reaction that you are able to use in that form.
Not really.
As you watch, you see, there's like some debris and stuff falling out, and actually give me a perception check.
I'm rolling like ass. 13.
13. You see some like shimmery like stuff flying out, like shimmery mist almost into the water as the tentacle moves away. A lot of it. It looks like something valuable has kind of been, like once it was punctured, has started to flow into the ocean.
Okay.
But with a 13, it's hard to tell. You're like kind of in the throes of battle. You just see like some glimmers. Something shiny. Sparkly. All right. Nez, it is your turn.
Am I able to make it below deck with my movement?
Yeah, how's that work?
What's your movement?
30.
30. You could make it to the door and like probably down the stairs, but that'd be about as far as you could get.
I'm going to dive overboard.
Okay. All right. You're going to give me,
Okay,
I guess,
Herstag.
acrobatics at first or,
Okay.
or athletics, however you would like to do that.
Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm going to use my inspiration to reroll that.
What are you doing?
19.
19. Okay. So like an Olympic diver, you just up in the air and then whoosh down. All right. What is your plan once you're in the water? Because that doesn't really take much of your movement. It would take like half. You'd basically get to use half of your movement on that. So
Okay.
because gravity did the rest.
Am I able to see underneath the ship and see like the tentacles getting up in there?
You can give me a perception check with disadvantage because the water is kind of refracts things and there's a lot going on.
9.
9. There's a lot of chaos. You can see roughly the 2 large shapes under the water. You can see the underside of the boat. And you can see that there's another shape moving around, but it's difficult to really tell what's going on.
Okay. So
you can definitely tell which one is the creature, though, that's been attacking the ship.
Okay, cool. So first, at this point, I'm going to cast Shield on myself.
Okay. All right.
And then I am going to maneuver myself so that I'm swimming at a downward angle underneath the ship to position myself under the sea tongue.
All right.
And like underneath the tentacles getting up in the ship.
Gotcha. Give me an athletics check
Yes, sir.
for your swim.
17.
17. Okay. You will not be impeded in your movement. We're going to cut off about 10 feet of the rest of your movement. So you had 35 total, right? Is your normal movement?
30 total.
30. Okay.
Yep.
So I guess you can move 5 feet, 5 feet forward in the water. But when moving 5 feet forward, since you came off right off the edge, you are basically like near the large shape that you can assume to be Can.
Okay. Gotcha.
Is there anything else you would like to do?
Nothing else that I can do, I believe. Let me double check.
Oh, yeah,
though.
you cast a spell. So, yeah, if you have a bonus action or a reaction, or I guess you can't really use a reaction, but...
Nope, I used my bonus action last session, so nope.
Well, that'd be a different round then, so... Because this is a new round. Every round you get a new bonus action.
Mine's once per short rest.
No, bonus. Oh, the one you want to use is what you're saying?
The only one I have.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So, yep. I am good. I'm mostly, this is just set up for the next round, it sounds like, which is cool.
Gotcha. All right. And Fee, what would you like to do?
Question. So I'd like to mend the bottom of the ship, but I have to be able to touch it, right?
Yes, and you would have to get there.
Oh. I was wondering if I could like touch the boat itself and it counts because it's the boat.
There's like a specific it's like, what is it, 1 foot or 5 feet you have to be
like
within?
a specific radius. Yeah.
And touch.
It's a good thought though.
Yeah.
Because technically it's the ship.
Don't stop thinking outside the box like that just because this particular instance doesn't work, because in the future it's something will work.
Okay.
That's definitely something that could like be a loophole in some other instance.
Because I was like, oh, that'd be so nice. So otherwise, how many turns would it take me to run down to the bottom of the ship?
You have not been below deck yet, so you don't know. If you use your dash action, you could get below deck for sure. You just would have to find, because you also don't know where the puncture is. You could maybe use some skills to figure out where it would be.
Okay, yeah. I'll use my super listening skills to see where I can hear it. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, do you want to? Are you going to try to go below deck?
I will. So I'm going to try to dash while listening for water sounds coming through.
Okay, if you're going to be listening for water sounds, okay, you can. I would say that if you're looking for the water, you can either do perception, or you could do nature to see if you can tell based on like how the ship is moving and where the water like kind of sounds like it's coming from, in a sense, like in a more natural sense.
Yeah,
so
let's
whichever
do
one
nature.
You would like to use.
Let's do nature. I'm not pen when I forget. My perception's not high anymore.
Okay, yeah. You did not have good perception.
No.
So you're going to dash. You're able to make it. You'll be able to make it down the stairs, and as you make it down the stairs, you see that there is a main split here, and you can see that. So directly in front of you, it goes left and right, and then 5 feet on either side, it goes forward. So you can choose one of those paths to go down, and you can pretty much discern that they're like basically the center section would be cabins, and you can go on either side of the cabins. All the cabins have a front and a back door to them.
Okay, so
If
I'm
that makes
choosing
sense.
front or back door.
Yes. Well, no. So here's what you're looking at. You are right there coming down the stairs. So you can go left or right.
Thank you.
I was just kind of painting a picture on why they're separated like that.
Okay.
The cabins would be in the middle.
All right, and I can't roll nature to try to decipher which one would be better?
This is where you can do that if you'd like. Yes.
Okay, yeah, I will roll nature. Nature. 15?
15. Okay, by the swaying of the boat and the kind of the keen of it, you're pretty sure if you go to the left, you would be more likely to find the breach.
Okay, I'll go left.
Okay, so that took basically your first movement, so you can do, with your dash action, it'll be like the double. So you have another, you hit 30 feet, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you have another 30 feet that you can go down. You just want to like kind of head straight down?
Yeah.
Okay. You head straight down on the left path, and you can see up ahead, there's 3 sailors that look like they're like frantically trying to get stuff out of this door. And as far as you can see, that might be the cargo hold. But that's as far, you can get basically up to them if you would like.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. You can also say something if you want. You have 6 seconds to say something.
Can you point me in the direction of where the tear is?
And they like are holding like sopping wet like objects and stuff like that, and they just like look at you as if you have asked a very ridiculous question, and then one of them just kind of looks back into the room that they're trying to pull stuff out of.
Well,
And
yeah, I just didn't know the general direction if it was everywhere. That sounds good. Well, not good, but bad, but I understand.
So bad it's good. It's good for me for the resolving of the situation.
A leak springs right next to her head.
All right, so Gil, you're the only one above deck. Give me a perception check.
That was almost bad. 26.
26. Okay. You can see that there's still a few tendrils that are on the deck of the ship. You watch as one goes for on the far side, one of the last cannons that's manned. You watch as a tentacle comes out and narrowly misses the sailor that is manning that cannon. He like ducks out of the way, and you watch as the cannon kind of wraps around, or the tentacle wraps around the cannon edge and just starts tugging. And you watch as the sailor leaps back and the tentacle rips the cannon out of the side of the ship, and it goes spiraling off into the water. And this sailor like kind of backs up. He like starts crab walking backwards. Just, You also see that the stone-haired woman, Layla, has her sword out, and now she's standing on the kind of the edge of the ship, looking down. She looks like she sees the harpoon, looks over at you, and then leaps off of the edge of the ship and lands right onto the creature and starts stabbing at it.
Yeah.
How close is the creature where it's harpooned?
It is about 20 feet back from the edge of the ship, so in the water. It's pretty close. Its arms aren't super long. They're at least 20 feet, but it's not... Yeah. This creature itself, from what you've been able to discern, this creature is probably like about 40 foot in its body length, and then an additional 20-ish feet with its tentacles. So roughly around 60 feet. It's pretty big, but it's not like... It's not going to like just tear your ship apart very easily. Or maybe it will. Who knows? All right. It is now... Okay. Oh, one sec. Okay. You hear Captain Lyle scream out something. Give me a perception check, Gil. And actually, you can add a disadvantage as well, Fee, if you would like.
I got 21.
Actually, instead of rolling, what's your passive perception, Fee?
It's 12.
Okay, so your passive perception is 12. So yeah, you wouldn't hear this, but what did you get, Gil?
21.
21. Okay, yeah, you can hear him like kind of shout out. He's like, "Turning the ship to port!" And you watch as he cranks the wheel, and you can hear from up in the crow's nest, "All right, get ready." But you, I'll let you, if you want, you can give me insight.
I'm definitely doing that.
Okay, you can do it with it. No, this is a unique situation. So yeah, just a regular insight roll.
9.
9. You know they're up to something. You just don't know what it is as the ship starts to shift and starts to turn toward the creature a little bit more. Like the front of the ship starts turning so that the left-hand side that you guys are on is much like it's a much wider target for the creature, but you have a feeling they're trying to do something but that's all you can discern. But it is your turn now.
Seeing Layla on the creature and not wanting to be shown up, I'm gonna jump onto the chain and run along it to the top of the creature. I'm gonna
okay.
I'm going to pull out my rapier from my cane, and I'm gonna start warbling shadowy. And as I run, I cast Zephyr Strike.
Okay.
You move like the wind. Until the spell ends, your movement speed doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. Once before the spell ends, you can give yourself advantage on one weapon attack roll on your turn. That attack deals an extra d8 force damage on a hit. Whether you hit or miss, your walking speed increases by 30 feet until the end of that turn. So I'm just going to try and run along the chain toward the creature and then stab into the top of it.
Okay, I'm going to need an acrobatics check.
Can I choose between those? I guess it doesn't matter because of the bonus.
Yeah, I mean, if you can, because you can choose to either like balance really well or just basically try to like leap from one section to the next to get over there, is how it would work. So athletics or acrobatics, whichever.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 on athletics?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So you leap off, land in the middle of the taut rope, and it kind of bounces you up, and then you land on top of the creature.
Hell yeah.
And it's just...
Okay. And I have advantage. Ugh. 17 hit?
17 does hit, yes.
Cool. So that's 7, plus 2 force damage.
So 7 plus 2 force damage. Okay, so you're striking with the rapier inside your cane?
Yep.
Okay, so you just like, do you do like a slash or do you do a jab?
I hold it like blade down, and then I like I'm stabbing into the ground.
Gotcha. All right, yeah, you feel some resistance as you strike, but you can see that like you scratched it up a little bit. It's got some tough skin, but yeah, you can even see that Layla over there is having a little bit of a tough time with her like heavy wood chopping swipes with her sword against it. So
can I see if there's any weak spots where we're standing?
I would say you can, when you start your next turn, I'll give you a perception check to be able to do that.
Tight.
All right, Can.
Yes.
All right, you are underneath the ship. Give me a perception check.
18.
18. All right, you see you see 3 things with an 18. Yeah, we'll say that's pretty good. You see a shape kind of dive down nearly next to you, just kind of into the water from up top, and you can see the form of Nezrah. He is in the water. You watch as his body kind of it looked like your shield glows, right?
Yes.
I think that's how you described it before.
A kind of like almost baby blue, and like there's little particles that float around in like the essence of the shield.
Nice.
That kind of look like fireflies.
So yeah, you see like his magical shield kind of activates in this like, pale bluish shimmer with little. It has a very natural look to it, little insects flying around almost, and you see him start to like swim toward you. You see that the creature now seems like its other tentacles down at the bottom seem to be kind of like floating unused for the moment, as if something is happening up top that it's focusing all of its concentration on. And you see the form of the sailor that got thrown overboard swim underneath the creature and disappear from your sight. What would you like to do?
All right. As I see Nez jump in the water, I give him like a head nod with my big bouncy octopus head. It's subtle, but it's there. And are those tentacles still in the bottom of the ship?
No, they pierced. Oh, wait. No, one moved, and there are 2 others that are just kind of floating there.
Okay. And then some of them are damaged and out of commission.
Yes, 2 are damaged and out of commission.
Okay. I am going to attack the one that's still in there.
Okay. Gotcha. So you will, because it is currently stuck there. Let me see here.
It's stuck?
Or it's in the ship.
Okay.
So it's unmoving in the ship. And then where Nez is. Okay, so technically Nez is close enough to that to allow you, if you move forward 5 feet, you will be flanking it, and you will have advantage on that attack.
Oh, yeah.
I move 5 feet.
Very cool. All right, so you will have advantage on your attack.
Very nice. Ooh, natural 20.
Oh, nice.
So that's 25 to hit that tent.
Well, the natural 20 does hit, so go ahead and roll your damage, and so do the max damage that you can possibly do, and then roll it.
It'd suck if a natural 20 didn't hit.
That'd be impossible.
Yeah.
Be bullshit.
So that would be, the max would be 15 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Nice.
So then now actually roll.
10.
10?
25 damage.
25 damage. Okay, so
Yes.
Can show me what you got with this tentacle. What does this look like?
Oh my god, how do octopus
It's up to
do
Can.
their attacks? So I've got many tentacles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm letting some of them dangle.
Mm-hmm.
But for this, how much bigger is the sea tongue's tentacle than my tentacles?
How big is your form?
Big.
I think it's large.
So,
Yeah, it's a large beast.
so it's roughly like the tentacle itself is roughly the size of like the width of your body. So it's fairly big, but your tentacles are all probably like a quarter of that.
Okay. So I'm going to use 4 of my tentacles,
Okay.
and I'm going to kind of form them all together, like push them into something similar to a baseball bat of tentacles.
All right.
And then I'm going to do a full-on like barrel roll and whap my tentacle bat into the sea tongue's tentacle.
Okay. And as you do that, you literally cleave through the tentacle with your tentacle. Like it's like a kung fu master chopping through wood. Like you just, and you watch as it just like tears in half and blood just starts floating through the ocean. And you watch as the other half of the tentacle that was holding on to the ship just lets go and starts floating away. But you watch as the remaining part of the tentacle starts like thrashing around, and Nez, from underneath you see what Can just did, and you watch as the body of the beast starts like undulating, and there's intense agitation. Gil, from up top, I'm gonna need you to give me a dexterity save as this creature starts suddenly rocking like beyond belief, and you will have advantage on this because you've been on rocky ocean, before in a boat. So go ahead.
I'm not on the boat, but I have 18.
No, I know, but you're on the creature, so it's similar.
18.
18. So yeah, you're able to maintain your balance as this creature starts thrashing around, and you can't necessarily see what happened, but you know something just hurt it really bad from underneath. And Layla also, she seems very easily like she's just kind of like riding the top of it and continuing to whack this thing with her sword. All right, Nezrah, it is your turn.
All right. So are there any more tentacles that are up in the ship now?
Not in the ship, but there are still tentacles that are active.
Gotcha. Okay. About how far am I away from the creature at this point?
You are within 5 feet of the one stump of the tentacle that is now like thrashing around. You are about 10 feet away from the nearest tentacle, and you're roughly 15 feet from the bottom of the ship.
That is perfect. I'm going to cast Lightning Lure on the creature.
All right, go ahead and read the description for me.
You create a lash of lightning energy that strikes at one creature of your choice that you can see within 15 feet of you. Okay. The target must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pulled up to 10 feet in a straight line toward you, and then take 1d8 lightning damage if it is within 5 feet of you.
Okay, so you're going to cast that?
Yes, please.
Okay, so you activate the spell. I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw from you, Can, and from you, Nez, because you are currently underwater.
19.
Okay.
22.
Okay, so you guys are fine. You guys are able to avoid the backlash. All right, go ahead and... What was the strength save for the creature? Never mind. It's a natural 1. They do not save.
Excellent.
This tentacle does not save. So go ahead and you wrench it toward you.
Yes, please.
And then how much lightning damage are you doing?
Okay, let's see here. We need 1d8. That is 4.
4. Okay, 4 lightning damage, and it is drawn to you.
Excellent. All right. That's my round.
Okay, gotcha. All right, Fee, you are currently in the doorway.
I realized I probably fucked up because I can only mend 1 foot at a time.
Well, I mean,
better than nothing, but...
it might take a couple rounds.
Yeah.
But, there's a hole in the ship, and we're taking water.
For sure.
Yeah, you can see as you look into this doorway, it is a cargo area, and water is swiftly filling up in here. You can see that there's sailors like you saw in the doorway, people trying to rescue things, pull it out of the water, especially like perishables. Give me a perception check.
Come on, perception. 12.
Give me a luck check. Just roll a d20 and tell me what you got.
Hey, 17.
Okay, Fee, you see one of the things that they're trying to rescue. So the water is clearly deeper in one section, and you can easily discern that is probably where the hole is. But you're not sure, but based on where you are in the room, based on where that is, you could assume that it's about 4 feet of water right now.
Okay.
Kind of filling up that section. You can see that that whole area they're trying frantically to pull things out of. You notice very specifically that there's a familiarity to some of the objects that you see. You see that a trove of them look like these little wooden crates filled with diamond dust.
Oh.
It looks very similar to what you saw.
Ooh, they be robbing.
In the vault in Luta. You also see floating near you a bound scroll. Just kind of floats and kind of bumps up against your leg.
I'll pick up the scroll.
All right. You gonna shove it away?
For right now, yeah.
Okay. What would you like to do? You have your turn.
So can I see where the exact tear in the ship is?
No, not from here. It's kind of murky, and the inside of the ship is wood, so it's kind of obfuscating a lot going on. You can get a general idea, though.
Okay.
You probably would have to go underwater.
Go in there. Yeah. Yep. So, oh, that sucks. Ah, shit! My stuff is gonna get all wet again. Oh well, let's go, and I'll head into the water. And
okay, I'm going to need athletics from you.
Oh, good.
Just first and foremost, let's see how this works for you.
Oh, okay. I rolled 18, and I have plus 0, so that's pretty good.
Sweet. So you start wading into the water, and you're not really impeded. You're going to lose about 5 feet of movement. Uh-huh. So you have roughly 25 feet of movement, but that's enough to get you in that general area very easily. You would only need about 20. So you'd still have about another 5 feet of movement if you need it. However, how tall are you?
Let's say 5'9".
5'9". Okay. So you realize that you're as you wade in, it goes up to roughly your collarbone. Mm-hmm. The water does before that's the max threshold that it's at. So you're sitting there wading into water that goes up to your collarbone.
Okay.
And you can see that some of these sailors are kind of abandoning this section to move on to others to grab stuff that they don't have to swim through. Mm-hmm. But yeah, what would you like to do?
I would like to mend the bottom of it. Do I have to touch with my fingers, or do my feet count?
That's an interesting question. I would say probably your hands, because I don't know how. I think you need to be able to make the movements and stuff.
That's fine.
But
that's fine.
You have to say hands. Although maybe if you took your boots off or something.
Yeah. I imagined her not wearing shoes most of the time. But yeah, I'll use my hands.
You know what? Fee, give me a luck check.
Okay.
We might set several precedents here today, so
14.
14. Fee, you think that you can cast mending with your feet.
Sick. All right. Yeah,
so
I'll do that.
Give me perception at disadvantage to try to find one of the holes in the ship.
Okay.
Awesome.
Would it be a disadvantage if I wasn't using my feet?
If you dunk down and you'd be able to probably see better.
Okay, then I guess I'll probably just dive under. My stuff already got wet.
Okay. So you dive in. So give me just not disadvantage, but a regular perception check.
Okay. Can I count what I just rolled? Because I was going to roll 2 and I just rolled 1. I think it was...
Yeah, that's fine.
16.
16? Okay, yeah. You can see that they're about 6 to 7 feet from you. And it's kind of dark and murky in here, but you're able to see one large hole. It looks like I did this, but it's a lot bigger than that. It's probably 3 foot in circumference. Those tentacles are pretty girthy. Right.
Okay, well, I'll start mending.
Okay, so you dunk down and start mending?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead and cast mend, and that gives you 1 foot, you said?
Yep.
Okay. And it is a cantrip?
Yes.
Okay. Gil, I need a dex save.
That's a fucking natural 20.
All right, you
yeah.
dance out of the way as you watch pores open up in this creature's hide, and more spores start to like fly out from the skin, just like almost like vents. And you are like
Gross.
dancing around, like moving out of the way in your 5-foot cube as these things start shooting past, but none of them hit you.
Whoa.
But you do feel rocking. You feel like something, you feel like a building of muscle underneath you, as if this creature is getting prepared to do something big. So it is your turn.
Can I see a weak spot anywhere on the creature?
Oh, yes. Give me that perception check.
19.
19. So from the exposed area that you're looking at, you kind of like give a quick scan, look around, and you're like looking very specifically for a weak spot. And you see there is a fold of flesh above like the nose plate. It doesn't have a specific nose. It has like a nose plate with like slits in it in between its eyes. But you can see that there's like rolled flesh almost as if it's over a bone that leaves it kind of exposed. And it's dark underneath. So you could imagine that since it's so close to the eyes, there's probably a bit of fleshiness there. And that's roughly 20 feet from you.
I'm going to look at Layla as I sheathe my rapier into the hilt thing. Check this shit out. And I wave the cane around, and like driftwood starts to writhe around the grip of it all the way up to the handle, and the handle forms like a solid petrified like skull at the end of wood.
Okay, very cool.
And I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna whap it with shillelagh.
All right.
And this will do like magic damage too if it's like sensitive to magic or has defense against normal attacks. Does a 16 hit?
16 does hit, yes.
Nice. So that's 4 damage, and yeah, it's magic.
Watch
though.
this shit.
I feel that.
So you do 4 damage?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, what you think would normally be 4 damage seems to be more effective where you aimed it. The creature like roils just and it starts to shudder and shake, and I will need another this is gonna be another dexterity save.
Just for safety, we'll re-roll. Natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay, yeah, you're able to keep your balance as this thing starts thrashing harder than it ever has. You watch as Layla looks like she's having a little worse time than you, but still is able to keep her feet, and is kind of like staring at you like curiously as you did that move.
Don't worry, I'll save you.
Nez and Can, I'm also going to need dex saves from you two.
Alrighty.
Layla looks super weird, right?
Not super weird. She looks rough and serious, but she does have that bowl cut. So
Nice.
13.
Now for this one, I'd have to use my octopus.
yeah, if you have the dex stats, because I think its physical stats belong to the creature, mental stats belong to you.
Yeah, it's a +1 to Dex.
Okay.
So saving wise,
They would just have the +1. I don't think they're proficient in any saves.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah,
Okay.
you'll have +1 on yours then.
okie doke. Yikes, 13.
13, and you got, what did you get, Nez?
13.
13. Okay, you guys both did about as well as the creature below. It starts thrashing out with its limbs, trying to strike out at everything, but you guys are able to avoid it just barely as these limbs come flying around and striking past, swiping water, and all of that. All right, Can, it is your turn.
So, what's like the head or the body of this creature like?
It's kind of elongated. It's you notice that you would have seen this by now. The flesh is almost like armored scales, kind of like how you would imagine a dragon would have, but still a little like spongy looking. So it's almost like layers of thick flesh as opposed to like armored scales, but laid over each other like you've seen in like armor. But yeah, so the flesh itself is thick and seems resistant to most physical attacks, although you've been able to kind of circumvent that by hurting the skin underneath the actual hide.
Is that how its face is?
You can't see its face. You did see its face for a moment. Its face has like these two kind of yellow eyes that kind of are, I would say, about 5 feet apart from each other, and it's got like a nose plate with slits in it, and then a big round mouth with circular teeth that's about 10 foot in diameter. But you're underneath, so you wouldn't be able to actually see the face right now. Its face is currently above.
Above water.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tentacle-wise, nothing is in the ship?
At the current moment, no.
Okay. How many tentacles do we have left that are
There's
in
one
commish?
that it's not currently doing anything, but it is it's undamaged.
Or like to imagine it's like winding it up, getting ready to do something. This is all baseball related for me.
Give me insight.
Oh, stop rolling double D20s.
You can just roll regular dice.
No, I can't. Where am I going to roll them here?
On your microphone.
That sounds sassier than I mean it to.
Please stop yelling.
Fuck, am I going to do that, Seth? Tell me.
You fucking idiot now. I fucking dare you.
I'm sorry, insight?
Yes.
As a...
But you
I'm
have
still... Mental, I'm still
it's hard
me.
to separate what is and what isn't.
I am me.
You are
Damn
you internally. Externally, no.
23.
23. Okay, yeah. You see that the underside of its body is tensing as if it's getting ready to do something. And it's the same thing that Gil felt. But yeah, you can see that it is like kind of gathering itself up as if to do something big. And it's
winding up.
It could potentially be winding up. Something's winding up.
All right. Well, there's one tentacle left in commission.
Yes, but it's currently just kind of floating there.
Well, that's the one that it's probably going to do something with.
Possibly.
I mean, down here at least.
Yeah, you can see that it does have a few above water.
Oh, unless it has like secret hands or something.
It's got a gun.
If it has a gun, that is what I'm going for.
Disarm, karate.
Can I do a perception or something for that?
That would, you can use your bonus action for
Perceiving a gun?
yeah,
is
if you
that
want to.
cute?
If you want to waste it.
Because picturing
that
a tentacle
cute, weirdo?
creature with like several little guns in each of its tentacles.
And for some reason in my brain, I pictured like a tiny little bow on the top of a little gun, even though I know it's not a real gun. It's a
Honestly, an
cannon
octopus
thing,
with guns is very cute.
It's a
so
galoctopus.
cute. Oh, my God.
That's
God
cute.
damn
Inspiration
it.
for you, sweetie.
Ah, fucking you.
I was waiting so long to say that too. Everybody kept talking. I was like, wait for that pause.
It's like
I
waiting
can't-
for your turn to get in the jump ropes.
21.
21.
Yeah.
Nice.
You attack the tentacle successfully.
Good deal.
Nice.
Now,
Yeah,
allow
there we
me
go.
to do some damage. That is math 12.
12 damage.
12
Okay.
bludgeoning damage.
12 bludgeoning damage.
All right.
All right, so you crack your tentacles against this thing, and you watch as it just kind of like, bleh, like it seems to affect it, and the tentacle looks like not great. It looks like that did like a decent amount of damage to it, and it just kind of like starts thrashing a little bit, but it doesn't come back at you for the moment. Gil, Nez, and Can, I need you guys to give me wisdom saves.
Drop
Come on,
a
man.
Waz. Drop a hot Waz.
9.
6.
Ooh.
16.
It's funny because I saw
there
your
we go.
roll and I started reading your roll. I was like, nope, mine's 9.
Mine's way better. It's 9.
Mine's so much better.
Wait, so 69?
Nice.
Fee, you can roll wisdom save at advantage right now.
Okay.
Is it because she's rolling with her feet?
Yes.
Okay. 18. I'm good.
18. Okay. So Gil and Nez, you guys, well, all of you would experience this. Fee to a much more muted extent. You watch Can and Nez as the creature starts to tense up. You can feel it, Gil, at the top, and Layla, so Layla looks at you with like this very concerned expression all of a sudden, and she drops to the ground and covers her head, almost as if she knows what's about to happen. Suddenly, the creature's mouth opens up, and below, you guys see several of the tentacles
Produce guns.
have pores that open up as well, and this sonic screech just blasts out in every direction. Fee, from inside the ship itself, you can hear this, but it seems to be stopped by the fact that you're inside, but still, it's pretty loud.
Wow.
You are blasted by this, Gil and Nez. You guys are both hit by it. You're able to move in time, Can, and kind of curl yourself up and wrap your own tentacles around you as this like sonic boom just blasts out. All right, so Nez and Gil, you're each going to take 20 force damage.
Jesus Christ.
Whoa, wait, what? That's a fuck ton. I hope
That's
you
a
are.
I'm dying.
Why? No.
That was literally all I had left.
All you had left?
Yeah.
All right, so
now I'm
you are unconscious.
unconscious.
What?
Okay.
In the water?
Oh my god.
Well, I was on top of the
Yeah.
thing.
Give me a luck check.
Also,
Gil.
Nez, shield only lasts a round.
1 round, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
so you wouldn't even have
when
it
I
anymore.
did lightning round, yeah. Or lightning lure, by that time it was gone.
Can I donate my D10 to his luck check?
3.
You cannot.
Fuck.
So, Gil, you roll off of the top of the creature and into the water.
And I don't even fucking know. God, Bob
Are you still awake, Nez?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Armor of Agathis, baby.
Okay, so yeah, you are going to be pushed back 10 feet in the water, Nez. So like you're pushed back with that attack, but yeah, you took the 20 points of damage, and Gil, you have tumbled off and you are now sinking into the water. Nez, it is your turn.
Oh my god.
I'm going to probably surface to get some air.
Did they see
Gotcha.
Did they see Gil fall in?
Give me a perception check, Nez.
Nah, I didn't see him.
God, Bob, say
What did you get?
4?
You see what looks like debris hit the water as you're surfacing, and you come back up, and you see that this creature is like now like looks
Exhausted?
as if it's almost, and is like not panting, but just like not really moving much.
How close to the ship am I?
You are right now, since you got pushed back 10 feet, you're like 30 feet from the ship.
Okay. How close to the creature am I?
Based on where you were, I would say that you're probably 20 feet from the creature.
Okay. I'd like to try and swim toward the creature.
Okay. Give me athletics.
Alrighty, dighty. That's a 15.
15. Yeah, you're able to swim towards the creature.
Sweet. Do I get it all up in its grill?
Yeah, you can reach it if you'd like.
I can touch it. I'm just going to reach out with a hand.
Mm-hmm.
Please, at this time, abscond.
You're going to say that's the creature?
Yeah, with my hand on it, like trying to soothe it, I guess you could say.
Give me an animal handling roll at disadvantage.
Okay. Type 10.
You're not sure if you were able to get through to the creature, but it doesn't make any moves to attack you at the moment. Is there anything else you would like to do? Because those would be kind of considered like bonus actions.
I am tapped for anything useful at this point. So nope. Just gonna continue to try and console and soothe the creature into retreating.
Okay, gotcha. Fee, you have mended 1 foot of this hole.
Yep. In the earpiece from the tooth, would I have heard anything with Gil dropping in, or like?
Unless he was specifically trying to speak to you, no. You have no idea.
Okay, great. Okay, all right. That's
This is a bad situation, but
Yeah.
don't worry about me. You need to worry about what your character was currently worrying about.
know. I am. Okay. Because she doesn't know anything else going on. Well, since she doesn't have underwater breathing, she'll probably have to get back up to take a breath, and then...
No, it's only been 6 seconds.
Oh,
you don't
really?
have to.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forget they go that fast. Okay. Then, yeah, she'll keep going.
Okay, so you do another one. Is there anything else you would like to do in the meantime, since that is your cantrip, but you have like some bonus action that you could do?
Oh, are the sailors still there? Like, at least...
Yeah, they're still gathering stuff and getting out, as far as you can tell from under the water.
Oh, yeah, but I guess while I'm mending, I probably would have to stay down there to do that, right? So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to talk anyway.
No.
So she's just going to be hard at work mending down below. I guess maybe I might be looking around to see if there's any other remnants of anything floating around that's important.
Then give me a perception check.
Okay. Will do. Nope. No, she does not. That'd be a 4.
Oh, yeah, you see like little chunks of wood and stuff floating by, but nothing you can discern pretty well.
Okay.
Well, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
All right. Gil, I'm going to need a death save.
All right.
And because...
I can... Okay, so I'm unconscious in the water. So it's supposed to be my constitution bonus, how many rounds I can just be in water. Like, if I were conscious, then I'd be able to try and not drown, but I'm drowning for 2 rounds, and at the end of the
That's
2 rounds,
true.
I'm straight up dead. But I'm going to use this big D20 to try.
Nice. Okay.
Whoa.
Come on.
Do you have inspiration?
It's a success, but yeah. So next turn, if I don't get a natural 20, then I'll just
will
drown.
What?
Yep.
Did anyone see yet? Were there no people on board seeing?
Just play.
I like Gil. This is balls.
All right, Can, it is your turn. Give me a perception check.
You got it.
Credit card.
Every time.
Oh, my blub.
Oh, no.
My blub.
10.
10 for perception.
Yes.
You see what looks like one of the sailors' bodies fall into the water not far from you, but you're kind of distracted by what's going on. So what would you like to do?
Well, this is particularly challenging, not to metagame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I guess what would Can do?
Well, all the tentacles are out of commish right now. Correct?
Mm-hmm. But the creature is still obviously active.
My other question, so this is what I was going to do anyway. I was going to start making my way up towards the main body, so like up towards, I guess, the surface. Would that take me closer to the sailor's body?
The sailor's off to the left, so they've just entered the water, and they're just below the surface, so yeah, probably.
So I'm going to start making my way in that direction.
Okay.
And I'll pass a glance at them, I guess, just to see if they're like diving in to attack something.
You see Gil, eyes closed, floating, unmoving in the water.
That doesn't look good. I will go closer to investigate that business.
Okay, you'll give me a medicine check.
Oh,
Take a picture of your dice.
Seriously?
Doc Ock.
Doctor Puss.
Dr. Bush.
Dr. Octopus.
Murtison.
I hope there's a doctor named Dr. Octor.
9.
I mean, you can't tell if he's alive or dead, but he definitely looks unconscious in the water.
Okay, well, that seems like something I should remove from the water, so I'm gonna.
Okay. So you were going to do what?
I'm gonna gingerly pick him up with my tentacle
Okay.
and move him up out of the water. Can I just plunk him back onto the boat?
Your tentacles aren't long enough to do that.
Even if I swim up? Damn, probably not.
Probably not, no.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna put him up above water.
Okay, you're gonna need to give me a strength check to see if that's something that you can do.
I'll use 2 tentacles then.
I mean, it's a large creature.
Don't forget,
Yeah, but how much does he
probably
weigh?
have inspiration.
I weigh, let's see, 185 pounds.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Do you have inspiration?
Sure don't.
Yeah, what's your base strength?
12.
12. Oh, never mind then. You won't need it. To lift Gil, you won't need to.
Oh shit, no, this is as an octopus.
Yeah.
God damn.
Wouldn't
I
that
can't
be
keep this
strong?
straight. No, my strength as an octopus is 17.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, then you were very easily able to lift
Hell yeah.
Gil up and keep him.
All right.
Oh, thank God,
Above the
because
water.
things were looking real dice.
Yeah, they were.
Okay.
Andrew Dice Clay.
Is there anything else you would like to do on your turn?
Oh man, do I still get to attack?
Rip Gil in half.
No, because that was your action to lift him up. So you can do like a.
My one other thing that I'm going to do is I want to know what's happening up top. So I'm going to poke my octopus face out and do a quick scan.
All right, give him perception.
Sonic Doom.
Is that the episode name?
I'm telling you, Dr. Octopus.
Oh, Dr. Octopus.
Where's the doctor come in?
Yeah,
Because she did a medicine check as a squid.
Man, I am the fucking worst at rolling right now.
Stop using D&D Beyond. That's
10.
all I'm saying.
I
You guys-
can't do analog right now because I don't have
do it.
space. God,
I don't know.
no.
Tomas got like 2 or 3 nat
10.
20s in this episode alone, so
It's a 10.
10 for perception is you can't really tell what's going on. You can see, the only thing you can see is you can see Layla is on top of the beast, now whacking at it with a sword, and Nez appears to be right next to it with his hand on the creature.
Right next to
But you
it.
can't see what's going on above.
Sorry.
It looks like people are scurrying around, but you're not sure.
He's just petting it.
I kind of wave Gil around a little bit to see if anyone notices.
Okay, gotcha.
well,
Sorry, I'm not used to this form. I don't know my own strength yet.
just snaps his spine.
Because that was a natural 20, you watch as some sailor hurls something overboard. You could see like there's this flotational ring that drops down right in front of you.
Was that intentional on their part?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They noticed you waving
Okay.
Gil with a natural 20. Otherwise, this wouldn't have happened. But
Oh, this is adorable. I'm going to put him in there gently.
I slide through
give
the
the
hole.
rope a tug. Yeah, and then you watch as they start pulling Gil up. And he's just like hanging with this ring.
It's like when Wadsworth tries to catch Mrs. Peacock in Clue, and she's just like,
I have lost all my credibility with Layla now.
Watch this. Immediately does a little bit of damage, gets knocked unconscious, and then tugged like a ragdoll up.
And then he
great.
wakes up and he's like, cool.
My pants fall off as I'm getting pulled up out of the water.
All right, Nez, it is your turn.
I'm going to continue to try and console and convince this creature somehow that I'm pretty sure doesn't speak my language to retreat and to leave us alone.
You start going
All right,
like,
give me animal handling, and this time you can do it without disadvantage.
I did worse. 7.
7.
do you have inspiration?
It eats my leg.
Yeah, you do have inspiration if you'd like to use it.
I already used it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right, yeah. Nothing seems to be really affecting it, but it doesn't seem to have a negative effect yet. But this creature is just floating there for the moment. Fee, I need a perception check from you.
Okay. There's a person right there trying to drown you. No. 6, so hopefully that's not true.
Okay, Fee, you are grabbed by the back of your collar and hoisted up, and you stare directly at someone with a blade pointed at you. You see a woman with, you have not seen her aboard the ship yet. She's got a darker complexion, dark hair, elfin ears, maybe a half elf, and she has a very serious expression on her face as she levels a dagger at you and holds it right underneath your chin. And she says, "Move." And that's where we're going to end for the night.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Yikes.
I was just mending.
I was mending my own business.
Yeah.
So many episode title possibilities.
Wow. I like this. High stakes.
Yeah. Yeah, are you happy now? Now
Yeah.
that you're dying way quick?
Yes, there's drama.
We're on episode
Trevor's
11.
going to be happy.
Oh my
High stakes
God.
on the high seas.
Yeah.
I like my steak not high.
Medium rare, please.
Medium rare. Yeah.
All right. I think it's time for tonight's MVPC. The most valuable player character. I want you guys to tell me who deserves an additional D10 of Dungeon Master inspiration going into the next session. So, for those of you listening and those of you sitting around the table, Nez is 1, Gil is 2, Fee is 3, and Can is 4. On the count of 3, I want you to hold up the number of fingers corresponding to the person you believe should be the most valuable player character. I'll give you a moment to decide, and then we will vote.
Suspicion and expression.
Everybody ready?
Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3, vote. All right. We've got, I can't tell what yours is. Okay. We've got 3 votes for Can and 1 vote for Fee. Can, why did you vote for Fee?
I voted for Fee mainly because of the mending and thinking to do that, running down to below deck and trying to figure out how to keep everything together rather than focusing on attacking the sea tongue.
Very nice. Yes, sacrificing what could be combat to, rescue is always an interesting choice. Gildebrand, why did you vote for Can?
No, she made my death not an absolute certainty.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm prolonging his death.
Yeah, she's drawing it out. I appreciate the drawing it out. Yeah, and then just being resourceful octopus person in general. So,
Yeah.
Very nice. Fee, why did you vote for Can?
Cool octopus fighting shit. So, yeah, she was, using her tentacles and just taking care of business with that octopus, and yeah, saving Gil also just on the fly. So, pretty freaking cool.
Very nice. And Nez.
Yeah. I mean, I imagined her attacking the tentacle, just doing a spin attack move
Yeah.
and essentially acting like a buzzsaw to the tentacle.
Yeah.
It was very anime. I think Tomas and I were talking about it during the break. But yeah, I love that. And then of course saving Gil, because that got real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 damage was a lot, homie.
I mean,
It was a special attack.
it's a big ass fucking creature in the ocean, and yeah.
That was just sound damage.
Well, it's technically force damage, but I don't know if I said that.
you did.
did.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
But it was just a sound.
Magic sound. All right. That means tonight's MVPC is Kanak Anga. Take your D10 and do something with it.
I'll do something with it. probably
Dibs on the
use
killing
it to
sound.
bulk up my shit ass rolls.
All right. Well, I think that's it for tonight, folks. Once again, thanks for listening. Thanks to Adrian Von Ziegler for that beautiful background music. Thanks to every single one of you. And if you do like what you hear, head on over to wherever it is that allows you to rate your podcasts and consider leaving us a review, because we will read it on the podcast. Or consider, if they have a star rating, consider rating us. That would really help us boost us up in the algorithm of the internet. Also, as we mentioned before, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/D20_syndicate and see if there's anything that trips your crossbow that might make you want to make us warlocks of yours. Other than that, I think that's it, folks. Thanks for listening. I am your host and DM, Seth, and this is the D20 Syndicate podcast, where we go on adventures so you don't have to. Bye bye.
We're gathered here today to pay homage in memory to Gildebrand.
I'm going to show you guys her setup right now.
I'm tucked away in like a little nest behind
Are you
the
Harry
couch.
Pottering?
Basically.
Oh my god, that's adorable.
I
Are you in a
can't move.
sleeping bag?
I should be, because I'm a little chilled, but I can't reach
There's a blanket
anything.
right there, literally right next to you.
Oh. Life. Do we need to do the clap, which I'm also nervous about?
I mean, I can do that part if you want.
Oh yes, you do that. You have a better clap. Mine sounds like mouse paws.
Mika, you look like you're hiding in a zombie apocalypse.
But also podcasting. It's real bad outside, guys.
So
I'm right
yesterday
next
I
to the
saw
front
Brett
door.
eat Jan. It was insane.
Pretty spicy news, huh?
Billy, you have like the hot dwarf from the Hobbit movies beard action going on. Like,
Oh,
there's
Or
the
dwarf?
conventionally hot one.
yeah. The hot for
Gotcha.
a human dwarf.
Yeah.
Wait, who's
I
the
want it.
not conventionally attractive one?
the barrel one.
Yep. By dwarf standards, he's the hot one.
Yeah. Rolly or whatever his name is.
Yeah. By human standards, it's the it's fucking, well, I mean, Thorin too, but also the one you're talking about. I don't remember their names. I don't have my nerd credentials. I'm sorry.
I think the hot elf one is Keeley.
That sounds right.
And then his
Keely
brother
is such a terrible name.
Keeley is the name of one of the main characters on Ted Lasso.
That's interesting.
I'm going to isolate a bunch of potential listeners named Keely.
Sorry, Keelys. This isn't your podcast.
You get the fuck out of here, Keely.
Nobody tell her name has Keeley in it. McKeely.
McKeely. I know someone has that name out there, and I
McKeely.
just want them to know that they are
100%.
judged, and I am sorry.
Would a Keely like D&D?
No, they're too lame.
I'm sorry,
they're
I'm being
too cool.
Keelyist, but
A Keely could like D&D. Mick Keely would not.
She likes alcohol.
Yeah, pubs. McKeely's pub.
That does sound like a last
If you
name.
say it like a last name, it doesn't sound as lame. If you say it like
McKeely.
you read it in a baby book, it sounds awful.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I forgot about her.
I apparently didn't. That's where my brain power goes. Not remembering other important things.
Where did I put my son? Kelly from Silverstore, help me!
Left him on the roof of a car. He rolled off.
Wait, where did you put your son?
Girl.
All right, stop. I'm doing it now.
Okay.
He's doing it.
Do it. Do it.
Center myself. Previously on...
I'm sorry.
You can just get cut out.
Hey, where do you guys live? Incidentally, I was going to send you a present.
I'm going to get more coffee, so...
I am waiting by the front door with a gun, Tomas.
You're in the perfect spot.